What? Ugh.
You should look at your screen. You're not even looking at the screen though. You can't tell me
I
to look
can't
at it.
see
When you
him.
look.
I can't see
You
him.
can't see him
I can't
because he's
see
wearing
him.
John Cena gear.
Ah, damn. It's right over my head, dog. What up, Eddie?
What up? What up, guys?
That joke went over your head, huh?
Yeah, 100%, buddy. See what happens when you miss SummerSlam, dog, and you could have won.
It got me too, man. I actually responded to you. Said he can't see Eddie. I was like, what?
What are you doing?
I was like,
Hi, I'm here.
I was like, fuck, come on, Rudy, get it together.
So I'll give you a formal introduction once we get the show started. But for now, just fucking chop it up. Talk to me about SummerSlam though, because low key, Mad Jelly, I seen the picture of the year before.
Oh, SummerSlam did not disappoint. Besides Cena not winning, it was a dope ass experience, dude. And I'm gonna rub it in George's face as much as I can because I told his ass to go.
Yeah, I fucked up. I did.
Yeah.
Question about SummerSlam though.
Yeah.
Were you anticipating Brock or did you expect anyone else?
I was anticipating some kind of pop because of fucking any wrestling nerd that's been following along. Fucking CM Punk came out in AEW, and you know Vince always has to have the biggest dick in the room, and I think he came up short this time though.
You know what I thought it was gonna be? I thought it was gonna be The Rock.
Me too, because of the year to date, it was 25 years or something like that. So his debut.
5 years, but I think they're just holding off until Mania. But Rock was in LA, so I was like, oh, maybe he makes the trip out to Vegas. But
it's an hour and a half flight.
Yeah,
I'm not mad with Rock.
Dude, you know, I hope there wasn't cameras on me. I'm end up being one of those gifs, you know, like that guy that was all shocked in the in the wrestling one of the wrestling shows.
Undertaker.
Yeah. Oh man.
The Brooks Street guy.
Yeah.
I was losing my shit during the Cena and Reigns thing because I wanted to see the record get broken.
Yeah.
Even though I knew it wasn't gonna happen, I was jumping around, putting my hand in my face every time there was a 2 count.
So apparently there's a thing where he's only up to contract up until this Friday for SmackDown, and then he has a couple movie obligations. You think he breaks the record?
Nah,
not this Friday, but do you think he comes back and does it?
Nah, I don't think so.
Can we talk about
who else?
Or here, this might be an unpopular opinion, but the man kind of disappointed me.
Cena?
No. Becky Lynch.
Oh, dude, that was. Oh man,
I was hyped
dude.
that she was there. I was really hyped that she was there. But like the way it transpired, like that quick pin, like that, I was just like, oh come on, like it was way too much build up for the easy 1, 2, 3. Like that was, I was upset about that.
I had somebody next to me and I ruined it for him because I was talking to somebody next to me and I was like, dude, I've never been to an event where we get a pop. And then Becky Lynch comes out. I was like, oh, no fucking way. And I turned to the dude. I was like, hey, I got my pop. And then we turn around. 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Dude, I made the guy next to me miss the.
Yeah, that was way too. It felt like a Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I was excited. I was like, wow, I was whacked that the Banks was in there. And then fucking the man came out. I was like, okay, this is gonna be dope. And then it just kind of just way too much talking, nothing happened. I was like, oh, like that. That's
the fans got robbed, I think.
Yeah, for that. Bianca got robbed. What you mean? Like I thought, you know what I mean? Like if
no,
you drop the belt, like fine, but like come on,
than losing it like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't drop the belt like that. That was for me. That was whack. What up, Lil Apple?
Hey, what about Bro
What
KO?
up, Tony? Glenn?
I actually like them.
Yeah,
I like Bro KO too. Unpopular opinion. I like Bro KO.
Yeah, me too. It's it works in some weird way.
Yeah.
You like
completely off topic. I know mostly everybody here saw No Way Home trailer.
Oh
no,
yes.
Topic. Stop. I just came down from that. So
we talked about it earlier. I saw the Android version of it earlier in the day. So I knew about Doc Ock, but I couldn't see all the things that you see now, like how clear it was. I put it on the living room TV.
Yep.
Oh my god, I can't wait for this movie.
Dude, so go ahead. My bad. It's your show. Your show.
No, you. I insist.
All right. So, well, everybody knows like Doc Ock was gonna come out, and Jamie Foxx is already casted. But I in our group, in one of our group messages, I pointed out that you notice the Goblin's bomb comes out.
And
he's not casted. Like I went to IMDb right away, and there's nobody there.
No,
nobody
listen,
cast him.
he's not publicly casted. That's what it is.
Well, you remember that in what was it? Fucking Jesus. The Mandalorian. They kept Luke
Until the
under
end.
wraps to the end too. So here we go. William Dafoe.
Tony says, can we address George channeling his inner KD with his burner account? We're talking about no, we're not talking about. There's no burner account. News to you? All right, I'll fuck with that. I fucks with that. I fucks with that heavy. Listen, Shang-Chi. I'm excited for that, right? Like I was excited for it before, and I've been like, the reviews are coming out and everybody's hyping it. Like I'm really excited because this is for me. I think it has the same possibilities as Guardians of the Galaxy. So when that one came out, there wasn't a lot of people who were hyped about it, and I watched it. And I was like, yo, this is dope. So I'm hoping fucking Shang-Chi is the same pop because it's a brand new cast. I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm actually gonna go to movies for that shit. I'm excited, bro. I haven't been in movies in fucking. Bro,
When is it out?
I don't even remember. Like 2020, but like
That's
early
wild,
2020.
dog.
Like, that's not even 2019.
I prefer paying for the movie at the pad and just watching it. That's crazy.
It robs it.
There's
It
some
robs some
movies,
experience,
some
though.
movies.
Yeah.
I think Marvel and superhero movies, you have to be at the movie theaters for it.
Yep.
I
for
could watch
me.
a movie at home. I could watch an action movie like the King
you-
Kong. I
yeah.
watched it at home, and it was just
You know what it is for me too, dog. I'd be knocking out at the theaters, fool. No matter the fucking.
You get too
I
comfortable?
go to sleep.
with
I go
uncomfortable
to sleep,
chairs.
dog. It's nice temperature. It's kind of cold, And
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep, dog.
Listen, I go to movie theater down here in Koreatown, CGV, and they got like really dope fucking seats. They got really dope popcorn. They got like a beautiful caramel popcorn that this fresh. It's amazing. But they also do this whole thing where they have projectors on the side walls, so you get like this like really
What?
fucking So you see like everything you're not supposed to see on the regular screen, right? Like see all the sides, and it's really dope experience. And it's like $13 a ticket. So like I fucks with that spot. I'm gonna go check that out for there for sure. Let's talk about some soccer. Premier League started.
Why you bring that?
Hey,
shit up,
why
bro?
would you do? Why?
I need to get something on my chest, right? I need to get something on my chest, right? Like as most of you guys know, like I'm unfortunately an Arsenal fan. I like Arsenal. I used to like Arsenal. Arsenal used to be nice to me. Dog. I was big on Wenger out.
Nah.
I miss him not knowing how to zip his jacket up, dog. I really do, dog. For a fourth place finish sounds like such a dream right now. Like,
Such a luxury, huh?
sheesh, man. I was watching the Arsenal Chelsea game, and that shit was. I mean, it was exactly what it is right now on the table, right? It was a top table team versus a bottom table team, dog. Because that was harsh. That was really, really harsh, bro. Fucking talk about Lukaku looking like a monster though, dog. I get it. It's Arsenal defense. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take much. But my guy, he's a monster, bro. Like he's using his body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's all that Chelsea needed. They needed that body, that physical presence. These wingers are gonna feed them all day, dude. Crazy prediction that fool wins the Golden Boot. Well, maybe it's not that crazy.
Nah, I don't
but
even think
he's
it's crazy.
gonna win the Golden Boot.
Nah, I don't even think it's crazy, man. Like that guy is just strong, bro. And he's fast too. Like he's acceptably fast. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't look like he's as fast as he is, and then he just kind of turns it up. Sheesh, he's gone, dog. For the mighty Arsenal, we got Man City next, so it's gonna be fun times. We are bottom league. We are bottom league. It's fucking sad, man.
Another unrelated question. I have a question for the chat. If you guys are the 6th pick in a fantasy football draft, who would you pick?
Oh, you're starting already, huh? All right, I see you. We got fantasy coming up, fantasy draft coming up this Sunday for our
order.
Yeah. Listen, I'm okay with the 5th pick. And that's the order.
Yeah.
The draft order.
Oh, you announced it already?
Yeah.
What did I get?
I don't know.
I'll tell you right now.
So this year I'm like interim commission to
No, you commish. No, you commish. There's no turning back now, baby. That's all you. This is your show.
What happened was we did a live draft on Discord, and I needed at least 5 people in there. There was 4 people, and I was like, cool, I'll be the 5th. And I told them, I want you guys to see this because I don't want to go back to the table and say, hey, I got the first pick. Because everyone's going to be like, oh, no, it's bullshit. Sure enough, the first time I did 5, I was the first pick. And I was like, nah, I can't do it because only Dexter and Rooney were watching. And I was like, nah, I don't want it. So I was like, let's do it again. And then luckily more people. But I got the 6th. Masa, you got the 2nd pick, actually.
Oh fuck, that's too much pressure, dog.
That's a
I'll
lot of
trade
pressure.
you. I trade you. Listen, I got number 5. 5 is a good pick.
What pick are you?
5.
That is a hey, Rue, I
5?
think you got the best pick. 4 and 5 are nice.
I like
picks.
5 because it's never too long.
Yeah, 3, 4, and 5 is not bad.
See,
Big
with
trade.
2 is
I
like, nah, fuck that.
I'll give you my last 2 picks, though.
You know what? That might work because last year I got my running back off waivers the first week, and that went off. I ain't gonna tell you, bitch.
You know, I can just go back and check, right?
Let's go, Kamish. Let's go, Kamish. Talk your shit, Kamish. Talk your shit, Kamish. I'll fuck to that.
Minus 10 points for Gryffindor. Dog. I'll be giving house points this season.
What time you get back? You get back on Sunday, Eddie?
I got
Or you guys stayed up there?
like at Sunday, like at 4:30, and
Yeah.
once I got back, dude, Vegas is a young man's game, dude. I just
Bet, my guy. Bet. I know it well. I know it well, my guy. I know it well. Hey, how was Vegas for wrestling fans that weekend? Was it dope? Did you see a lot of wrestling fans out there, or was Vegas like usual?
Oh, that was a grip. That was a grip. Like after we went out to the strip, and all you saw was like different WWE shirts or Pacquiao shirts. That's all you saw.
Oh, that's right.
Everywhere.
'Cause Pacquiao took it out too, huh?
Yeah, Pacquiao
You saw-
lost, right? Dude. Should have bet
You
it
saw
on
a
it.
fight, George?
Yeah.
How was that? Was that any good? I didn't see it at all.
Fuck, man. I always need to listen to him. He bet $100 on Ugas. It was,
What was the odds on that?
plus 500.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah, he told me too. But Manny was just outworked. I was talking to my cousin about it, and we were kind of happy that Earl Spence got that injury, just because I think that if Manny went out with some dignity in this fight, because he still was able to fight, but
Or would have
Spence
wrecked him.
would have worked him, and then it just would have been a sad goodbye. At this time, just leave dignity, and that's that.
Yeah. The honey's at the event though. Sheesh. Listen, I bet. I bet. I'll leave it at that. I bet. Man, I don't know if you caught this, Eddie, when you jumped on, but like on Saturday, right? Like we went out with Anna, George, and Stacy, and I was talking about like, man, I wanted to go to WrestleMania. Oh no! Again, I said it to you, and I said it again. She was, I want to go to SummerSlam. Bro, I was so upset because I don't know if you remember me having a conversation and said, "Let's go to SummerSlam." I said, "I don't know. I got to check in with Anna, right?" And that never came up, bro. It never came up. But I was, you know what I mean? Like the only reason I didn't go is because like I didn't want to can't go to Vegas. Damn it. All right, I get it. I get it. Show off. I get it. Show off. Let me have it. Let me have it. I'll Photoshop myself into a picture, dog. Let me have it. I'll do a good job at Photoshop myself in the picture. All right, boys, you guys ready to talk about some G's?
Get it?
No? I don't want to talk about it. I was hoping you said no so we could just.
Yeah, we can have an Arsenal podcast right now, and they wouldn't know the difference.
I fucking hate you because you're correct right now. All right, Tony, catch a replay. Make sure you drop a comment, though. Say something nice about me. All right, we're 2 minutes out, but I think we're talking no bullshit, so let's get the show started.
Yo, what up? And welcome to another episode of Straight from the Stands, an unapologetic, unofficial LA Galaxy podcast, hosted by 4 my supporters who bring you their thoughts and views on everything related to LA Galaxy, straight from the stands. I am your co-host Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart level-headed George, and the man with the facts, Masa. This is
Nope, that's not it. Good evening.
What up?
What's
Good
going?
evening.
The champ is here.
Angel, you don't change, bro. You don't grew hair. You don't change. Oh wait, that's not Angel. Eddie, what's up, buddy? How are you? Welcome to Safe and Sense.
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be here. Podcast with actual viewers, so I'm a little nervous.
That's
Overstatement, but you know, I'll take it. I'll take it and pretend like you're right. Eddie, is this the first time you on the show? No, right? You've been on the show before.
Yeah, at least once.
Yeah,
Might have been
so,
more.
right?
At
I don't recall
least.
last time you're on, but it's been a minute. So welcome back. Thank you for taking time and
See,
joining
Eddie,
us today.
you go to SummerSlam once, dog, and you're on primetime television, dog.
That's for anybody actually watching YouTube on television. We're, you know, all right, but listen,
Made it.
your Saturday night must have been a lot better than Friday night. So give me a quick 2-minute rundown of your Saturday night in Vegas for SummerSlam.
All right, it was awesome. Besides Cena losing, Becky Lynch made a horrible comeback, and I didn't mention this in the pre-show. 2 hours into the event, or with 2 hours to go, the credit card network, whatever machine, went down in the whole stadium, so they stopped selling alcohol. But they gave away free food and water and soda, but no alcohol.
Yeah,
but the event was still good.
No, and it was cashless event too, right? Still cashless out there as well.
Cashless, yeah.
Yeah, that must suck. That they took a hit on that. They must
Vegas,
how long was it down for?
With 2 hours to go in the event. Never came back up. Nope.
Oh
Never.
Shit!
No.
Damn, that sucks. All right,
It does.
George, how you doing, Papa?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a good weekend. Starting Saturday. Friday wasn't so great for the same reasons we all have. Went out with you and the girls, which was pretty dope. I woke up sore the next day though.
Yep.
I danced maybe like 2 or 3 songs, and you say Vegas is a young man's game. I think just
going out in general.
Getting ready is a young man's game.
Yeah,
I agree.
I can concur.
What is it? Manos de piedra. Frank Presinos, ¿cómo se encuentra?
Boca de piedra.
I'm good, man. I had a good weekend, dog. Went to watch La Selecta at home at the Dignity Health Sports Park. That's just crazy how rules changed, dog. It was 1 beer per person.
What?
Rules changed for the audience.
They didn't let you double. They didn't let you double fist, dog.
That's
They're
wild.
like, nah, one beer per person.
Why do you think that
And sheriffs on horses.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that.
And a lot of sheriff presence. It's wild too, because you seen the motherfuckers on the horses. They look like the most racist motherfuckers ever, dog. Like they just look like they're like.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Practicing for the next cheese game. That's all.
They might be there for the next cheese game.
I don't know, man. The way you said it, Masa, sounded kind of strategical to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I had a blast. I didn't get in trouble. It was 0-0.
Was it? I didn't catch it.
But it was like a fun 0-0. Well, at least me, because I'm a fan of that. Like, dog, these fools were cracking each other left and right. Like, the show was amazing. Clotheslines, fucking. It was like SummerSlam, dog.
Like, I got a pre-SummerSlam?
Yeah, I got a pre-SummerSlam. That was good. It was good. It was a good game, man. It was a packed house.
I'm about to say that. Like, it seemed packed. It seemed packed as fuck.
Just they didn't open up the upper seats, but the lower, like the lower bowl was pretty packed all around.
That's dope.
How was your weekend?
Personally, amazing. It was good. I had some rest. I went out. It was fun. Personally, for my sporting interests, it was all bad. Just all bad. But we'll talk about that, especially the Galaxy. Let's get it going. No news, right? Like, I mean, other than Chicharito's not playing in the MLS skill game and the game, which is a good note for us. Give 2 shits about the MLS game, All-Star game. So I'm okay with that. Unfortunately,
but that means he's not playing the Leva game either, though.
Yeah. But you know what? It does. It also means that Vela's not playing that game either, right? So we haven't had Chicha for a while. Them not having Vela's probably a bigger loss than us not having Chicha. Maybe, right? Maybe, because we'll get into like how we've been doing without Chicha in a bit. So no news. Let's get straight into it then. Friday night, another fucking weekday game. I know it's Friday, but still another weekday game for the Jays at home versus San Jose. Let me go into lineups. We start off with Bon at goal, Dupuy and Koulibaly in center backs with Nico and Araujo out wide. Revolution legit in the middle with Cabral and Alvarez out wide. Sasha playing the Camero and Dejan Jovelik playing striker. Let's start off there. Any concerns? Any thoughts when you guys seen the lineup initially?
I thought that shit was solid, bro. When I saw it, I was like, I'm all right with this.
Yeah, I was concerned. I think because of the wing, I didn't know what to expect at Defra. I didn't not banging here or anything because I feel I feel he's done a great job. I just didn't understand what it was. Maybe tired legs, rotation, which it's understandable. But other than that, I was okay with it.
Well, I thought it was just a bit alarming, just because of the last game. They look tired. You know, some of the players look tired, and then the back line is exactly the same from Minnesota. So that's the first thing that popped out. I didn't really feel too concerned about the rest of the lineup. Maybe Cabral, but then Cabral is just Cabral, right? Like you never know what you're gonna get. For the most part, you're gonna get not much. But yeah, I think the back line was like the main concern. Those guys we got miles on those legs in the last week, so it showed. It definitely showed.
Look, for me, I think the biggest highlighter was Dupuis. Right, I came in last week, and I've been saying it constantly that I think my favorite pairing is Koulibaly and Derek Williams. Now, I understand that you got to do rotation, right? Especially coming in with the games we've been having recently, the amount of games we've been having recently. Like, I understand the rotation, but still, Dupuis Koulibaly's pairing. I don't know, something about it. I wasn't necessarily happy about that. Was interested to see Efra out there because I think Efra's been on a high note. He's been playing well, so I was excited to see that. And with Massa, like this team, even with Dupuis, which is my concern, looks like a team that should have been able to beat San Jose, right? At least I thought initially. But man, that wasn't the case at all. I know we usually go in lapses and break down half by half, but I think we do it a little differently this time just because the game doesn't give us much to kind of go in like that. But let's go ahead and start talking about the first half. Flat. Anybody agree with that word? Is that a good way to describe like this Galaxy team?
For us.
I'm trying to understand a synonym for
the Galaxy.
flat, just to add to that, just to stagnant.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good word. Yeah, I fucks with that too. For me, this game. Listen, I asked Angel for thoughts, and I'll share them completely afterwards. But me and him share the same sentiment, as in, I want this team to come out fighting from the jump against this game. Right, this game is San Jose at home. I want these boys to be out there just going in for every single tackle and winning every single ball with full fucking integrity, full fucking energy every single time. And we didn't see none of that, at least in the first half. At least the first 42 minutes, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was more intention towards the end of the first half, but the first half seemed just like no real intention. Talk to me about that.
I think it was they came out, and I always say this when it comes to San Jose, which is frustrating. They still have that rivalry in them. They still understand it because there's veterans like Wondolowski, Shea Salinas that do. It's cool to say they hate us just as much as we hate them, but they could actually bleed that out to the rest of the squad. They could understand it, and it shows when they play against us. And it's frustrating when we come out and we do say words as stagnant, as comfortable, as there's no intensity, because these type of games, I think the fans bring that. We bring that, and it's fair to say that we always want the team to match our intensity. Either they're down and we push them back up, or we help each other out. And in this, I didn't see it. If anything, I think the ball was on our side of the field a lot more in the first half. I think they hit the post once during the first half, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, and to add to your point, like the stats say that we had more possession of that ball, but when they had possession of the ball, I'm saying like the possession we had was there was no real intention to it, right? Especially in the first half, and let's try to focus in the first half a little bit right now. But like there wasn't much there when it comes to possession. Masa, thoughts on the first half and how stagnant.
Oh, you know how I feel. Like I fucking hate possession without intent, dog. Like I like my teams to be very direct, and that shit is just annoying to me. Like what's the point of passing the ball back all the time? Like I don't know, and that's what it felt like, right? I felt like no one was moving, and we're just holding on to the ball just to hold on to the ball. Like that shit's whack, man. That shit was so upsetting, and that's on me too, because I'm over here expecting something different, and then go into halftime. I'm like, halftime boys are gonna come out better, and they came out flat. They've been flat for a week already.
But I'll tell you, I'll say this, right? Me and you go back and forth all the time about the style of play, right?
Right.
But I could agree with you 100% that like when you have the ball, just to have the ball with no clear intention, when nobody's running off the ball, like it's what we saw on Friday, right? And like against Colorado, and every single L we've taken this year, I've always thought that we could have won that game if certain things could have just gone different, right? We talked about the first game against Seattle. Like I really thought like we were the better team. We just like there was 3 times where they knew what to do and they got us, right? This game, man, I'm glad we lost 2-1 and not more. Eddie, talk to me about this first half. Though. Tell me something different. Tell me something you liked it for some reason.
No, I didn't like it. You know what? I'll give. Maybe I'll give you the silver lining here. So they look clueless, right? I think that's another word we can use. That middle clueless, no creativity. It seems like Jonah and the Jet coming back has been kind of difficult for Vanny to manage. If you look at the middle in the last 3 games, they've all changed, right? And you could agree that the last 3 games, maybe with exception to Minnesota, they've been kind of similar. They've been kind of similar where we have no idea what to do. And that's why the possession is high, because the possession is moving along the back line and either Kleshtin or Vasquez checking in. But maybe it's just an adjustment period with this is the first time where you have most of the squad. And that's why we look the way we do. But as fans, you would have thought that having the Jet and Jonah, would have injected some energy into the team, which is not the case.
What do you think that stems from though? Because it's an easy, in our eyes, it's an easy plug and play. You just come, you have the rhythm, you're playing well, and then you just switch it up. It's not like you're coming back to bad talent, because we don't have bad talent. Sure, we don't have national team level talent, but for where we're playing. Yeah. It's still there.
But let me tell you this. What about?
Oh, here we go again. Give a second, boys. Come back on right now.
Yeah, sorry, with everything that's
froze,
going on.
We froze. Can you go back? Can you go back 20 seconds? I think because we dropped for like 10 seconds. Oh, we're still dropping. What is going on? Go ahead. Sorry, just go back. You're saying with dancing part.
Oh, okay,
dancing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, another thing to take in consideration is you saw like when Galaxy beat Minnesota, the guys were dancing, having a good time. But then Leggett and Jonah come into the locker room with heavy hearts, and then with just that dark cloud probably hanging over them, it probably kind of changed the locker room as well.
Yeah, but on the contrary, aren't you supposed to play for those type of players? Don't you always? Isn't that something you want to go out there?
It is. But think about the change in mood. Like they were having fun, and now you're trying to play for your boys, but it's kind of like it's this whole mood shift that. I mean, we're not there. We're obviously not in the locker room. I'm just trying to find explanations for whatever the hell's going on.
But listen,
I get you. Hold up. One thing to this. But we see John on the bench, and for most of the for most of the game, he's on the bench laughing, cracking jokes. He's having fun. We see him because he's sitting directly behind Vanny.
Right.
So yes, I get it. The whole 100%. I completely agree. But if it might be harsh for me to say, take the time, because then Vanny needs to have a conversation with his players, and they need to adjust accordingly if it's because of that.
Right. Listen, I think we forget, and we're falling into a conversation that most fans are having, right? Is looking at the Galaxy and what's wrong with the Galaxy? How come this player's not working out? How come that player's not working out? This should be this, that should be that. But we forget we're playing 11 other players, right? The Galaxy go on the field and play another team, right? And in my opinion, what's going on a lot recently is that without Chicharito, without having somebody to really have the defense focus on, it's easier for them to kind of push out a Cabral off the ball, right? It's easier to cover a Granzier, a Efra, a Sasha, even Dejan now, right? It makes it easier in team without having like your target guy who's Chicha, right? Because you see when Chicha's in the field, like it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2, like that defense is shifting based on what Chicha's doing, and we don't have that right now. Right, we don't have that right now because for as dynamic, quote unquote, and as much as Cabral spreads the wing, like you could take a risk on letting him be out there because he's not really doing very well at finishing. Right, I'm gonna say that in a very soft manner, so I don't trash him because I'm pretty sure you guys will do it. You'll do it for me, but like he's not finishing, so you could take a risk on him having some more space and being open without having to put a man on him, right? Dejan is not a name. Like, it could be Subak for any other team because they're not really fearing him yet. So there's no reason to man mark him or move anything in defense for him, right? And then you have Grant Zero, I think is dope and it creates a lot of trouble for defense, but he's also a guy who hasn't really been finishing for us. So tell me why defense should be shook when us and lose shape when they can just sit back and let you kind of destroy for yourself because you've not been efficient, right? Not only that, but like because of the players there, because the defense can sit and kind of wait for you to make a mistake before they make a mistake. Like you take away Sasha, you take away Vasquez, and you take away Leggett or Jorna. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because those passes, the lanes are not there because the defense is just sitting on you, kind of waiting for you to make a mistake instead of them coming out and trying to get the ball back from me. My opinion, right? And I think that's something we fail to realize. Like, it's not just the Galaxy doing things; it's also the other team trying to stop you from doing what you're doing. And they've been successful. Like, listen, again, I'll go back to what I just said about how like every other loss, I could tell you how we could have won that game or how there was a thing or not. This game was the obsession, right? This game changed it for us because San Jose kind of bullied us at home. Let me switch it up the conversation and talk about the physicality of this game. Because in the first half, actually throughout the whole game, I seen San Jose come in for challenges often, right? Challenges that were not necessarily fouls; they were just hard challenges. And the Galaxy didn't know how to take it, especially like Cabral. Cabral, somebody I'm pointing out from that as well. Because there's his yellow card. Do you guys remember his yellow card?
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Like
yeah.
There's a tackle on him that could have been called a foul, but it didn't. And I'm okay with that. Like I think he's gonna either way. Gets up, turns around, grabs the guy for the collar, and brings him down. That's frustration. That's you getting punked and don't know how to react to it, so you do some stuff like that. And I think it wasn't as obvious with other players, but that was the case for a lot of them, though, right? Like Efra got punked too. Efra was smooth in parts of the game, but he got punked too, right? Like I don't think there's a player like on the attacking side who didn't get punked. Talk to me about physicality. Anybody pick it up?
I want to add on that point though. Like from what I remember watching, it wasn't just that one foul, because to me it was a foul. There was like 2 previous fouls that should have been called and they didn't get called on it. Bro, I would have done the same shit too. Like, you're not gonna call that foul? Well, fuck it then. I'll get even with the players. And if you're not gonna call the game evenly, then I'm definitely cracking somebody, and I'm okay with that foul.
But how do you do it though? How would you do it, Masa?
I would have done the exact same shit, bro.
No, that's not because I've seen you in the field, right? Like you get cracked or you see your team get cracked once or twice, then you're coming in heavy footed every single challenge, right? And that's how you do it. You challenge for the ball, but you make sure you take the player with you. You don't grab somebody like that's a unnecessary foul, like because you're frustrated, right? Gamemanship, baby. If they're cracking you, then it's on Revolution, it's on Legit, it's on any of the defenders.
Yeah, but
putting a hard tackle.
But we don't have that though.
Yeah,
again, we don't have that.
Again,
we don't have an enforcer.
That sadly the most physical person is on the on the offensive side. I think Dejan is the toughest guy.
Person got his balls clipped in the first half of the season, and that was Williams, and he's been a shadow of what that's been since.
We didn't even see him either. Yeah, listen, starting again, we're talking about this first half in his god awful. That goal, right? Again, so I've been on Koulibaly's train. I like Koulibaly as a player. He completely loses his man. He completely loses Ibobasi in that goal, man. Right? Like is Dupuis and Koulibaly and whoever was on the first ball, and Ibobasi just kind of creeps behind and gets a fucking a free header on goal. Right? Big ups to fucking Bond because he almost gets there, but like that's a free header on goal. You expect fucking Ibobasi to score or any striker to score, right? Except for Cabral. You expect them to score that kind of goal, right? Like that's it. But that's a mistake. That's a lapse that I don't understand. And I saw comments said this reminiscing of last year or the year before, like accurate, right? Because for that moment right there, like is just the loss of fucking concentration. Something that's been ringing true last few games. Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna say not just concentration. I think the tired legs actually showed there too. If you look at that goal, Ibobasi kind of just jogs by Sega, and Sega I think he just tries to get into position. He doesn't even try to mark Ibobasi because he would think he was done at that point. He was gassed. And man, but you know what? Go ahead, Tony.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just trying to remember what time. When was that goal? That goal was like it was early in the second half, right? It was like 52nd minute. Like I'm not discrediting your point, but I'm saying like shouldn't Vanny be privy to that then, right? Because this is like right after halftime, and if you don't have the legs to defend and it wasn't like Brian in the chat saying like Bobisi punked Koulibaly all game. But this wasn't even punking. It was just kind of obviously just finding his place, right? And Koulibaly is not even concerned.
I think it was just a lack of communication, to be honest with you, because Koulibaly looks over his shoulder, he sees Bobisi, but then the second forward runs in front, and then Koulibaly picks him up. And I think that just a lack of communication and kind of I'll worry about whoever I got, everyone else worry about them type of mentality. That doesn't work when these crosses happen, because then this is what happens: we lose our mark, and then the person behind us is like, "Oh, it's not a problem because I have somebody in front of me."
Masa, Julian got anything with this? I know that's his wing, and it's not necessarily second post, but it is near in the second post. Does he have to do anything about this, or it's just on center backs?
I think it's more on Koulibaly, just because where that ball lands, like it's literally right where Koulibaly was at, and he drifts forward, right? Yep. And at that point, I mean, as much as Julian wants to get back in cover, he's not going to make it there on time, because it's a good cross regardless. It's like right on his head. It's still a good cross, but if the defender would have never drifted forward to first post, most likely he clears that.
Yep.
So I mean, I can't really put a blame on Julian.
Yeah, my opinion is like takes the whole thing. Was it Efra? Oh, not just Julian, because that's he's out there playing right wing. So but again, I'm with Masa. I'm definitely on board with you saying that that's Koulibaly. He should have handled that. He should at least put a challenge on that. You know what I mean? Like I don't listen from the run of play. I don't expect a striker to get that clear of a header with that much.
Can I ask something
in the middle of goal? Yeah, go for it.
Then if the person in front of Koulibaly would have scored, who would that fell on?
Dupuy. Because I think Dupuy was was near enough the man in the first ball, right, where his tall ass could challenge for that, right? And Koulibaly was as near, even in front, as near as Dupuy was on Koulibaly, and he scores that. Then Koulibaly, Bobisi just beats him in the air, right? But the fact that there's no challenge to that header, it's a problem.
Yeah,
right. It's a problem. Are you seeing this right now, Georgia? Is that inside the 6 yard?
Yeah.
But it's near the 6 yard, right? I don't know if it's inside or near the 6 yard. Like
that's like maybe on 3 steps away, 3 feet away.
Yeah, like that's way too close to goal for him not to have somebody on his neck, right? Like challenging for that ball in there. I don't like that. And it's too what you guys heard Vanny's post game?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. All right, so like it's what he's saying. It's what he's saying. It's defensively just not good enough. Like that is not good enough, right? There's some goals we can see, that being one of them, who are just not good enough. Really reminiscent of the last couple of years when we were really bad defensively. I think there's a step up, but sometimes, man, it's just kind of scary how similar some of these goals fall to like the bad teams that we have been in the last couple of years. So start second half, man. Well, here we go. 1-0 down against San Jose at home. Talk to me, boys. I was in the stands, so I was just furious the whole fucking time, because we're not winning from minute 2, right? So like I'm mad the whole time. George, you saw it at the crib. Masa, you saw it at the crib?
Yeah.
I know, Eddie, I saw you at the stadium, so I know you saw it there. Boys, who saw it on the telly, tell me something about this game. We're down 1-0 at 52nd minute. Are you expecting a reaction like immediately?
I had two thoughts going into my head. I got 1, this is going to be a blowout game, or 2, this team is going to make me happy just for no reason. Didn't. So a little backstory to that. Masa, you and me and Rudy saw each other on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yep, we saw both things.
Yeah, I told them, I was like, we're not going to win this game. I was like, we'll lose this game, and then we'll lose or tie this game, and then I said the next game, but I don't see it in this team. I just don't. I know we're sitting in third. People are happy, but that was my thoughts going into it. I didn't expect much anything change.
So before you go, Masa, I just want to get through this game quick, because I do want to have conversations about like where's this team stand, right? Like I've seen a lot of questions coming in about like where does this team stand, where are we grading them. So let's get through this game, and then we'll hop into a more overview of the season thus far. Masa, talk to me about coming right after that goal. How are you feeling? Do you think that we're coming back?
I went to the room where I keep my clown makeup, and I put it on, and I'm like, we're gonna win this game,
Hey, there he is.
you know. And surely enough, dog,
You
that
look
clown
good.
makeup was legit. Thank you. Thank
You
you.
look good as a clown.
Did you keep it on for the next day for Arsenal?
Oh, what you mean, dog? I'm Villa boys. The
Yeah,
fuck you
okay.
talking about?
Eddie, you and I were both in the stadium. Were you in B block? Or were you in other seats?
I was on the floor.
Okay.
Oi.
Nah, I was on the sidelines.
So I want to ask a question because like in B block, like we just kind of went harder, right? Because we think we have to fucking. But they have a sense of like the whole stadium kind of got the air sucked out of it when that happens. It's just kind of like, oh, here we go. Am I right or am I completely wrong on that? Talk to me about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. It never felt like we're coming back at all. That just like you put it best. Energy was sucked out. I think because we had just lost the last game at home too, so it was just like I had like the feeling in the air was like, here we go again, and they didn't show us anything that made us feel different, right? So I didn't see anything change in the second half when they came out. So I was just like Masa, except that I put my clown makeup early in the first half, then not in that halftime.
There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
Man, 5 minutes, 6 minutes after they score a goal, we have a slur of changes. We see Efra come out for Grandier, we see Dupuy come out for Vasquez, and Sasha come out for Jonah, right? I think that switched and had Revolution drop into center back next to Koulibaly. Jonah taking that 6th role and Vasquez kind of filling in the midfield with Vasquez filling in the midfield with Leggett and Sasha and Jonah. Some weird mixture there. Was Vasquez thrown out wide again? He wasn't, right? He was more central this time. Or am I wrong? Okay, I think that as I'm right.
No. I was thinking. I was trying to remember it because I was just watching it. I think he was just a little bit more in the center. I don't think he was pushed out wide much.
Yeah, right. But here it is, right? I think, my opinion, Revolution and Efra were the 2 best players on our team.
Efra, hands down, Revolution has always been consistent.
Not saying much because that team, on Friday, our display was fucking shit. But I think those were the 2 first players. So when I seen him come out, I was irritated a little bit, especially because his age, he could play the 2 games. He could play the 2 games, 90 minutes, and be all right. You know what I mean? So him coming out, I didn't understand. But I do understand Grandier coming in, right? Because Grandier, he's also like he could cause trouble. So I was happy to see him come in. Victor Vasquez, of course, I was happy to see him because he could drop a dime anywhere he wants. And Jonah too. The only thing I don't like about Jonah is the fact that he take Revolution out of the 6.
Yeah.
And for me, he's our number 6 by far, right? I like Jonah, and if he has more freedom, I'm okay with that. But at my 6, I want fucking Revolution. I think his eye for the game, eye for defending, eye for closing down lanes is better than Jonah, at least right now. Like he is in shape and form right now, so I want to keep him there. I didn't like that move. Talk to me about these changes. You guys expect different after when these changes come in, having Vasquez come in, having Grandier come in, and Jonah come in?
I enjoyed it just because I thought that was going to turn up on something. Like you said, it's a player that it's a plug and play. We think anytime we put Jonathan Dos Santos against a team that just played a full half, you're going to get something. I think was doing well. Grandier coming on, it's just a little bit of the same thing because we see the pace. Efra was beating you with skill. He's a little bit more tactical. Play the ball at your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Grandier's going to put that ball in front of you. So you expect a lot. Like, never mind. I put on a fucking clown face too. I went to Master House. I was like, hey, let me borrow that real quick.
Here we go, man. Yeah, I need to create a filter so I can just drop the clown makeup on us. Eddie, anything to add when you've seen the changes come in, other than like more clown makeup being applied?
Yeah, pretty much same thing. You expected like that that injection of energy, but here we go. Let me reapply.
Oh, I missed my nose. Something.
Yeah,
man. And that's the thing. Like they came in, and I was like, fine. Like give it a little bit. Like because it wasn't immediate. Like I didn't see it immediately. Like they came in, and it was like a game change, right? Give it a little bit. We get this corner. San Jose figures a way to give us a goal. because like they gifted that to us. Like that shouldn't. That's a bad corner. You know what I mean? Can nobody in this world tell me that wasn't a bad corner? It just happened to go into the net. That was a bad corner.
It's pathetic when that's the only way that we could score against the San Jose rivalry game. If you take that goal as any type of consolation prize, stop watching this. Stop watching the sport. Stop watching it. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to watch.
Yep. Have you guys noticed though that Vasquez's passes were off in the last game as well?
He hasn't been good.
No, he hasn't. I wonder if he's playing injured or something, but bad.
I'll tell you my opinion on that, and I wanted to get that later on, but we could have this conversation now. My opinion is that he hasn't found the passes he likes to give. Right? Like they're just look at the last 2 games and tell me how many times we've really seen a lot of space behind the line. The defensive line of the opposing team. And it's been like very few times. Right? And that's his game. Like he could put a ball whether it's through the floor or through the air, like in between lines and finding space. But since we're not pushing that line, like the passes have to be like threaded through a needle. Like it's super fine margins when it comes to like passing when there's no space. So yeah. Maybe we're not seeing the dimes we're used to seeing it, but I think it's because of the reduction of space that we're causing ourselves because we're not pushing that back line. Like nobody's really actively moving, making a second and third run to kind of get off the defense and get into the space. So when you don't have that and you have a guy skilled like Vasquez is not going to outrun 3 players. He might not even outrun 1, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like not just being, I love that guy, but I don't think he's going to outrun anybody. So if you're not doing the running for him and getting the space so he can ping a ball into space, what do you expect? You know what I mean? Same thing with Leggett. Like Leggett, not at the level of Vasquez by no means. That's not what I was trying to insinuate. But Leggett is good at like when he finds a space and you drift off of that, he can ping you. But there's not even been that, right? Yeah, my thoughts. What do you guys say to that? What's up? What's up with it?
Do you think the best starters in the wings then is Cabral and Grandsir? Because those are the 2 guys you haven't seen start together, and that's where Vasquez has been playing bad.
You know how I see it. The answer to your question, Eddie, yes, Cabral and Grandsir are the better options on the wing. My issue is that we're not direct enough. So we let the defense sit. Like all this possession shit, yeah, you want to play up, hold the ball. But by the time we get to their final third, bro, like that shit is so compact and everyone's back because we play up so slow. If we played a little faster, that shit would not be an issue. But since we don't do that, we're not as direct as we should be. That's the issue. So we get stuck and we look flat.
And the problem is when we are direct, like when Cabral had his shot, we get that. That's the and then sometimes when Grandsir makes those runs, we're not seeing them because the game that I went to with Rudy, we were sitting down, we saw Grandsir make at least 6 runs that he was not looked at.
But see, like even that though, like even that you need that, right? Because when Grandsir makes those runs on the opposite wing, you stretch the defense that way, right? Even if you don't get the pass that way, like you have somebody's gonna look out for him and kind of move that way, right? Masa, to your point, last couple games, that's been a problem, and it's not necessarily on the way we move the ball; it's the movement off the ball, right?
Yep.
Look at who's been playing, right? They get to a position, they stand there, look back, and see if they get the ball. It's never like what's the shit to do? Like he'll drop in and then make that run, like darting run, right? Where the defense gets pushed back, right? Cabral does that well too. Like Cabral just stays out wide and then makes the darting run towards the inside. Like, but we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that in the last few games, and that takes off the creativity. So you end up like pushing the ball up really slow, touching it in front, and then receiving it back out wide, and then going back and trying to see if we can find space on the other side. Not enough creativity, not enough movement for me. For the players without the ball. Man, to me, I tell you, I'm gonna stick with this. I think is the fact that we don't have HJ. We don't have a threat really, right? Dijon has not been here long enough to become a threat, right? We haven't started them getting enough balls for him to be scoring goals and become a threat.
That's my issue too, though. Like I know Jovic hasn't been here long enough, but bro, he barely touches the ball. Like no one gives him the ball.
Yeah,
and he doesn't have bad touches when he gets the ball.
Exactly, and he knows how to hold it up.
Yeah,
he knows how to hold it up, and he could play a pass, and we're not finding him for whatever reason.
And he can take a shot. Like he's probably one of the players who I saw take a shot from distance. It went straight to a goal, but like, it had power and it had shape, and it was good. Like give him the ball early if nobody else is doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, he's physical enough that he could turn a player. and take that shot. Like, yeah, I agree with him. I was like, he hasn't got the ball, and so he's not a threat. Cabral, he gets the ball, and he's done shit with it recently, so he's not a threat, right? We said Vasquez ain't gonna outrun anybody, and he's playing out wide. He's not a threat.
Yeah.
So where's the threat? Who's the player who's pushing that line back? Who's the player who's making that back line shift? I'll wait. We're gonna got an hour and a half, so I'm not gonna wait that long. No, but you know what I mean? Like to me, like that's how I see it. Like there's not enough threat right now, and I think it's because we're missing Chicharito. We had Chicharito there, like again, for whether he's on form or not. Like if he makes a run, defense is gonna take notice of him, and they're gonna shift to cover that. We need that. We need that, in my opinion. Let me wrap this up. So we get the 1-1 via a gift. It goes down at Victor Vasquez Olímpico, which I fucks with, you know what I mean? Highlight reel for sure. And that lasted another 6 minutes before Koulibaly. Like, my God, I like this guy a lot. Trust me, he's a better defender. Please don't take this game and the last game as mark of what he is, because I can tell he's a better player than what he's showing. But man, fucking what's his name? Trophies gets around him way too easy, bro. Like he doesn't really do much. And Koulibaly's everywhere but where the ball's at. He gets past him. Nico comes out and closes him. Unfortunately, hits his leg. Fucking takes Bond out the goal, and there it is, 2-1. On goal, bro. Disappointing, man. Right? Like, listen. I think I read or I heard on the replay when I watched it earlier today that last time we played them at home, we took an L4-0. Yeah. But even like we would have taken a 4-0 loss, I would have been out here saying like, damn, like it was just bad. Like it was an off night. Like we didn't figure it out. They had a bit whatever. But this game, we lost the game that way, and we had nothing to say. We had nothing. Like San Jose, they were the better team. I'm not gonna take that away from them, but it wasn't because they were superior to us. It was just we were that bad, and we had fucking backbone, no answer to anything. Go ahead, Eddie.
It was fitting. I was gonna say that the way we lost was fitting to the way we played. So
yeah.
And I even say that Nico was the worst player in that game too. So that home goal coming off him was fitting as well.
Man, I thought the Pew was bad. I thought Cabral was horrible. I thought Legit was nowhere to be found. There was nothing from Legit.
Koulibaly was bad.
Koulibaly was definitely bad. Like he actually, you know what? I'll give Koulibaly the worst player of the game, and I like him a lot. But he had the worst game of the game. You know what I mean? Saving grace again for me was Revolution and Alvarez and Efra. Like those are my saving grace. And Bond, yes, please. Let me not skip over that.
Boy game.
Yeah, please let me not skip over that, because like that first half double save, big time, man. Mm-hmm. Big time, because like that's him not wanting to get scored on. You know what I mean? He comes back up twice, bro. Like no, how? You know what I mean? Big up to that. And he had a couple other saves. He had brilliant saves too, but just
he actually had two double saves. He actually had two double saves in this game.
Remind me the second one.
One that hits the crossbar. He hits it.
Oh, he gets touch on that.
Yeah, he gets a touch on it.
That's the header from Bobusi, no?
Yeah, Bobusi. Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It just overall. So let me, 2-1 defeat over the G's. I want to talk about the G's overall, but before we hop off of San Jose game, let me just read Angel's opinion. It's Angel, so get a coffee, get a tea. I'll be back. I'll take it. No, just kidding. Angel says, my thoughts. Straight up, shadiest game of the season so far, and it was excruciatingly bad. Pre-Vanny era vibes. Not even the L's to Seattle felt like this, or any other team, because even in the other L's this season, we could make a case of how we could have won, deserve a tie or something. This game, my God, we deserve an L. It didn't feel like a rivalry game for the G's. It did for San Jose. That shit we've been talking about our G's since LAFC came into the scene. This San Jose team was night and day from the last two games against San Jose. It was pathetic. Regardless of the personnel, there was no fight. And that's what bugs me the most, the lack of intensity and urgency in this game. It got better with Granzier because he seems to play with more intensity and urgency, but it was too late at that point. Pathetic defending on the goals, especially the second one. It was a fucking joke. To be honest, we didn't even deserve a point from this game. However, I heard Vanny's post presser, and you could tell he was mad. He had different tone previous games, and he acknowledged the defense woes and made it clear that he will fix them, but this is not good enough. I I mean, he kind of ringing the same tune we're all ringing here, right? Like it's pretty spot on. I share a lot of thoughts with him. I kind of wanted him to be on today because he has a little extra oomph when it comes to San Jose. You know, but yeah, I should do so. We couldn't be on. Thanks to Angel for dropping your thoughts, also we can share that. He's not wrong, right? I mean, anybody have any objection on what Angel said at this point? Like, listen, it's really hard for me to say I agree with Angel, but I agree with Angel. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything he said, like it's spot on. I share a lot of same thoughts, man.
The Vanny thing. I think I've heard a lot of Vanny being frustrated. If you're frustrated, then we have to change something. And you showing me a same back-to-back line is not doing much, especially when we say that our defense isn't good enough. Granted, I see that Steris is on the 18, but there's changes that should be made, that could be made, that something needs to change. If you're as frustrated, sure, we're not in the lineup. I mean, we're not in the practice. We're not there, but something needs to happen because we're going to stay with that defense.
Did you hear the full presser though?
Yeah,
because he said something very, very interesting, and to the tune of what you're saying, right? He's saying, you know, like people are still getting minutes right now, still getting chances, but getting closer to the end of the season, getting closer to the playoffs, it will secure that spot. The players who are performing are the players who are going to play. Right, like so. I like the fact that he's saying, "Cool, like here's a shot. Like if you don't get it, shit right, though, like whoever's up next, whoever's right is gonna get the game time."
100%. I'm okay with that. But then we need to have that before playoffs because we need to have the 11 that are gonna go into playoffs. We can't have the 11 that win the position going into playoffs. All right, here's your first game. You get me? Because then we're gonna blame. Oh, was the first time they were ever that 11 was up there. So yeah, I'm. Granted, we're giving him so much time, but him being frustrated, you've been frustrated for quite some time already. Something needs to change.
But listen, again, I'll go back to what we talked about on Wednesday when we didn't record, where we chatted here live. Lost episode number 5, I think that one is.
I think that is 5.
But I'll go back to what I'm saying. Like, in order to have what you're saying, you need your roster to be present for you, right? And we haven't had that throughout the whole season. Late additions with Revelación, with Koulibaly, with who else was late? Who else took forever to come in? Point is, like we had Nico. Yeah, Nico late addition with Nico as well, right? Players who took a while to get in here and need to get adjusted. Players who have been gone. Fucking Jonah and Leggett were gone for a long time. Efra was gone. Even Julian was gone with the pre-Olympics, right? Injury with Chicha. Like, look at the names I'm calling out here. Those are big names, you know, quote unquote, for our team. And it's not players who have been consistently available for this team, right? We're 21 weeks in now? And I think like when Chicha gets back, it'll be the first time we have the full roster available for Vanny. So like, yeah, I agree with you. Circumstances have not allowed that. Good thing though, like it is like mid-August, right? That means we have a month, 2 months or so to figure this shit out and get the hot streak going. Because that's what we need. We need 5 games before the playoffs start to win those, to win and challenge those, and then win the last 5 for the cup. All right, so that does it for San Jose. Let me go into more general talk, right? Beto in the chat asked. Let's start there. Where's it at? Can I see it? I think his question was, is this team good enough to with this squad to win the chip?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
No.
Why not?
We're first.
It's easy to say no, but why not?
We're first round exit team because I think our defense is not great. We don't know what to do with our midfield, and we've been on here saying we need a Chicharito. We need a Chicharito. We need Chicharito. What if Chicharito comes and he shuts the bed for the couple games? If because the whole tone of this pod was we don't have an attack. We don't have an attack. So we're putting a lot of pressure on Chicharito, and that's putting a lot of pressure on one man. And if that's the make or break of this team, then I don't see it happening.
Yep. I don't think we have the depth either. One of the things I laughed about in the Colorado game when I turned to Bryant, you know how it was Frazier versus Vanny. Frazier at one point brings in Diego Rubio, and then he brings in Shinoseki, whatever. And then we're like, I turn to Brian, I'm like, check it out. Vanny's gonna counter with Zubac, and that told me a lot right there, dude. We don't have the depth pieces yet, so that's important in a playoff stretch. So for that, yeah, I don't think we're not there yet.
Fair. Masa, you said as well. Why not?
This team is too new, bro. There's too many new players in a new league from different countries. That's just not gonna happen this season, unless we get like fucking lucky. But I mean, I'm not saying we're far off from being like a contender, because I think it's a lot closer and we're a lot better than we were the last 5-6 years. But I just don't see it now.
See, I don't. I'm not putting money on it. Right, I'm by no means putting money on the G's winning the cup this year, but I don't think like, for me it's not a straight no. Right, I'll say this, right. Oh yeah, but listen, I'm not just talking on a mass, and I'm not just saying that just to be on the contrary from you guys, right? But if you look at the games, right, first of all, right now, I think we're like 8 points or 6 points clear of fifth place, right?
Yeah.
So a playoff position is, I don't want to say locked in, but it's highly likely that we'll earn a playoff position. All right. And that's all it is for MLS. This is not like your regular leagues that top of the table wins the chip. It's a playoffs. And then playoffs is one game or two or home and away. Right? There's not a team, and this game being excluded, who I said has walked all over us, right? This game for me, I think, is more of us walking all over each other, all over ourselves, than actually the team walking over us. So, with that being said, like, I don't believe that you tell me that whoever we match up on playoffs, there's not a chance we can beat in a series or a one-off. Like, I don't think they're like that to me is ludicrous, because
we've also
if you look at the team,
we've also beat ourselves in a last place.
Yeah, 100%. But listen, that's one thing. That's why I'm not gonna put money on it. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm a better man, I'm not putting money in the G's. But given where the position they're at right now, and given the players who are not available right now, right? And again, this is all what ifs, just as your what if sucks or whatever. Like, I can see a path to the chip. Am I banking on it? No, but I can see a path to the chip. Where are we grading this team right now? Right, a little past midseason, right? But we haven't been on very consistently, so we haven't had a midseason thing. Past midseason, what are we grading this team, right? And I'll say this, right? I'll say this because over the last two games, especially last game, I've seen a lot of people talking about like, oh, this team is just like the last couple of years. This team is as bad as last year. All these things that are again ludicrous, right? Talk to me. Let's talk about whether you want to do what on a 1 to 10 scale or A through fail scale, whatever you guys want to do. But give me
A through F. I'm going with a B minus. But I think the class average in the Western Conference is a C minus. So we're still there. That's why when people say we're third. Yeah, but granted, I don't think the West is good right now. I don't think that MLS is in a good place right now. I think the teams that are up and beyond, which is the Sporting KC and the Seattle, are light years away from anyone else under them. It's unpopular opinion, but I think we're a B minus. The rest of the league being average on the C, and everyone else is just A plus.
Can I just shit on what you said right now?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna shit on what you said right now, right? Because like, there's one team that's above everybody else. And that's
New
the
England
Revolution. Yeah.
No, but
that's
I was
the
talking
New
about the West.
Revolution. So I'm gonna shit on that part. I was just saying, like, there's one team that's far above everybody else. That's New England Revolution, right? And then the next 4 teams in the Supporter Shield race are from the Western Conference. So you can't tell me that the West is shit when 4 out of 5 teams in the Supporter Shield race are from the West.
When's the last time the Supporter Shield ever meant anything?
No. But I'm saying, like, forget the Supporter Shield. That goes to show you like where the teams are at, right? I don't care about Supporter Shield. I'm talking about like if you rank them without conferences, just 1 through 27. The first five teams, 4 of them are from the West. So like you can't tell me the West is ass when the East is worse.
Anything under us.
Okay, but why? Okay, fine, sure. I don't understand the argument, but I'll take it. I'm not doing Wednesday all over again. No, I'll take it. I'll run with it. Eddie, talk to me. Give me a grade. Again, your own scale.
I'm right there with George. I'll go with letter grade too, but I'm more like in a C plus range because Yeah, pretty much to everything George said. I think the West is the league first off, right? So if you're gonna judge the Galaxy by anything, it's by the teams they're playing, right? You could have a better idea playing the Western Conference teams than playing the Eastern Conference team. If New England was playing in the West, maybe they'd still be there, but they definitely wouldn't be running away with it. Anyways, yeah, just C plus. We're not C. You said George said that the rest of the league is an average C, or the rest of the West is an average C. I think we're just above that. We're just, but we're a little far from maybe Kansas and Seattle, and I think Colorado is just slightly better than us. I mean, people might not want to hear it, but
It's crazy to say, huh?
yeah, but they're just not. It's not sexy football, right? But it's
Man,
it's good
is
football.
it not though? Like, is it not?
Good
Because
dubs, too.
again, I understand where we're coming from that from recency bias, right? The last couple games have been shit, right? Even the Minnesota game was shit, but I love that game because we figured out how to get a dub. But when we play good, man, like this team, again, even on some L's we've taken this season, I've been more content with them because the display on the field has shown an idea of what they want to do, and something I like personally, right? I like the way when they're flying, I like how they look. I like the way they play. I like their intention. When they're asked to. So like to me, like I don't know, like it's a hard pill to swallow because again, I like what I see when they're good. I hate it when they're bad, but I like it when they're good. They to me, it's sexy football because of what I want to see. Masa,
Yeah.
give me a grade.
C.
Okay.
Well,
Damn, I
C
was
plus.
surprised, huh?
C plus. C.
Oh, here we go again. God damn it.
I think
Jesus Christ.
Give me.
All right, Masa, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to hit me with that all over again because we had some issues. So hit me with that all over again.
C plus, dog. I think the teams, like you said, without West or East, I think those are the teams better than us. So like a C plus, B minus, passing grade still. Or I feel like we're in a
Okay.
B. There could be a lot of improvement.
Yeah.
Say that again.
No, we're good.
died.
We're good. No, we're good. We're good. Harsh. I think you guys graded harsh. I'm glad you guys are the teachers. All of you guys.
You're the optimistic one.
Rudy's gonna go here great on the curve and shit. Go for it, Rudy.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna give it a curve. And I'll tell you why though. Like I'll tell you why. Right. I think most of us been fans of the G's for long enough that we're scarred from the last 5 years. Right. I think the last 5 years has just been shit. Coming into this season, I thought I nowhere near this. Right. I wanted to see improvement, and I was okay with baby steps. Right. This team has improved by leaps. Goals. I mean, just look at the points we have. Right. Don't recall what we had last year at the end of the year, but I don't think it was even as many points as we got this year already. Right. The victories we've gotten, in my opinion, have been dope. I really enjoy, like, when we've won, like, I like what we've seen. When we lost, the majority of the times, there's been a fight and there's been a challenge, and sure, we're taking L's against, some better teams, but there's always been a fight. We're in there, right? The amount of players we have that are brand new to this team. I mean, at one point we had the Pew as captain because he's the more senior team in the player. Like, all those changes, all that being said, with new coach, new mentality, quote unquote, like, this team is a good team. Not the best team in the MLS, but this team is a good team. I'm gonna give it a B, a solid B, right? A solid B, with a potential of being an A at the end of the season. Because I like where we're at, man. What's an A for me? Any run in the playoffs.
Just making it.
Well, no, any run in the playoffs. So the Western Conference Final, MLS Cup appearance, like that's an A for sure. We get knocked out in the Western Conference Final by like a goal. I'll be okay with that, right? Because
So
I know
grading. My bad. You're grading on this season, or you're grading compared to other season?
No, this season. This season. Like for my Senders, yeah, this season I give it a B. But
so C plus,
a lot of it, grading this season, but a lot of it is from the scars that I have from from the previous seasons, right? Like where we're at right now kind of definitely embellishes this grade for me because I like where they're at. Like again, I see all the flaws too. I'm not gonna be one of those who don't recognize there's flaws because there's a lot of flaws in this team. But I like where we're at, man. Not only for this season, but like for like the next few seasons. I think we're in a good place right now. Not something I expected to start of the season, right? Here, let me do this, and I think we're gonna just tear each other up right now. Cabral, or actually, you gotta tear me apart right now. Cabral, I want to talk about Cabral because he's the guy we're mostly focusing on every time we have a shit game. There are reasons too. Like I'm not gonna try to discredit like the reasons why we take shit on him. But let's talk about Cabral. Bad signing, good signing. Do you think he's gonna improve? Do you think this is what we get from him? Come on, just give me thoughts. I know it's no Augie, George. It's no Augie Williams, George. But talk to me about Cabral.
It's frustrating because I when he first came, you saw glimpses of that spark, the one-on-ones, the finishing. All he needed is a finish, and you just see the confidence go lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Now we're getting to somewhere who I'd probably loan down to G2 just to go get some confidence down there and go score something, go make yourself happy, and then come back. You know, some Ted Lasso shit. You guys would understand. But it's frustrating because you saw what could, and I'm not saying it's done, but we need him. We brought you so you're young, you still could adapt, you still have that spark, and you just minimize yourself because you haven't been able to compete, you haven't been able to score, you haven't been able to do what you're used to. So am I frustrated? Yes. Do I still believe that there's hope? 1,000%. But right now you have to grade him based on what you're seeing, not on what you expect to come. And if I'm gonna grade him, I'm giving him a D, I'm giving him a C minus. It's not what we need. You shouldn't be a starter on this team playing this way. But back to what Eddie was saying, we don't have that.
Man, yeah. All right. So let's talk about Cabral. Then we talk about that. Eddie Massa, talk to me about Cabral.
You go first, Eddie.
All right, cool. Thanks. I just gonna go off what George said. You think like someone like that, once they get a goal, you know, it would boost up their confidence and you know, he'd become more the player that we thought he'd become. But instead, it's been it's a little confusing. I was gonna use alarming, but I think more confusing is more fitting because you see him score and you're like, hell yeah, here we go, and then he regresses. You're like, oh shit, okay, and then you know, it was a tap in, and then he scores a goal where he gets a great first touch. You're like, all right, maybe this is gonna give him the confidence, and he comes out and shits the bit again. You're like, okay, what's you know what's going on here? I don't know if he's just having a tough time adapting or what it is, but I'm with George too. Same thing, frustrated, yeah, of course, but I haven't given up on the kid yet, and it could be that too. The no depth is maybe he's not having the best of games, but then again, who's gonna come in and do better than him off the bench? There really isn't anybody. And if I had to give him a grade, it would be a D.
Oof. Damn, just barely getting 2 points to play soccer, huh?
Well, he scored, you know, so okay.
Massa, talk to me about Cabral.
Fuck.
What?
Fuck was right.
I don't know, man. Like I want to give him time, bro, just because this wasn't like a DP signing for a now.
Yeah,
it was a long.
Okay,
it's a long-term project, you know. Like, that's why it's a young DP, right? I don't know. Back to what Eddie says, it's just inconsistency from him. You know, I feel like the skill is there. It's just, to me, it's still lack of confidence, and I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know why he lacks confidence. He shouldn't. Like, he has the skills to. He has everything except a weak foot. Left foot can't shoot with his left foot shit. But yeah, inconsistency, bro. That for me, that kills it. If I had to give him a grade, bro, it'd probably be D. Still a passing grade, so don't think I'm like fucking. I've yet to give up on this kid, bro. Like, I don't want to give up. I refuse to talk shit about any players on the first season. So I have to give him one more season to see what's up.
Well, here, let me continue the conversation by asking this. When we first signed Cabral, what do you expect him? Do you expect him to be a goal scorer? What was your thought when we got Cabral? Because I want to, I have my own thoughts, but I want to kind of understand where you guys are coming from now with this.
I wasn't expecting my bad, George. I wasn't expecting like goals or too many goals or too many assists. So, like, figure out another way, like, and that comes down to me. It comes down to confidence.
Okay. Eddie, George, what was your expectation of him? Like, what were you expecting from him on the field?
European Alvarez, meaning skill, technical, with more speed off the ball. He's somebody that if he gets the
I don't know what it is. It's supposed to be getting good games too. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, chat. Ooh, seems like we got really hung up. Chat, you guys stuck with me? It's just me right now. Let me see the boys come back on. If not, then we'll figure this out right now. There it is. Jesus, that was a long hang up. I missed everything you said other than Fearless.
That was amazing, bro.
That shit was good.
Well, he said
Masa. Other Fearless, though. Yeah,
Masa started crying after I talked because it was amazing.
I heard Masa say he needs to be fearless, not to get body off of him, and then that's it. And then everybody froze for like a good minute. So whoever wants to pick it up from there, like let's go.
Mine was quick. I just said that I thought he was going to be a European Efra.
That's
meaning
right.
he was going to be, he's going to be fast off the ball, dynamic, not afraid to go one-on-one, pull more defenders off of a center forward.
You, Eddie?
You give up, Masa? No, I'll go ahead. If anything, I just thought like you were gonna get this confident kid. He came off a really good season or his best season out where he was. I forget what club he came from, but I thought it was gonna be a kid that was gonna keep the defense on their toes. Maybe he wasn't gonna score much, but he was gonna try things. Try things to keep defense second guessing. Keep them on their toes. A distraction for Chicha. Obviously, Chicha's not playing, but if he was, he would open up more space for Chicha. But instead, we're beating a dead horse at this point. Just a scared kid that gets bodied easy and just doesn't. I don't know. Just isn't showing any signs of a DP right now at the moment. He's just regressed since he's got here, which is very strange. But yeah, I didn't expect him to light the league on fire, but pretty sure we expected more than what we're getting now.
Yeah.
So I say all that, right? Because I expected him to be assist machine, right? I recognize he had pace from the jump, so I always envision him just running in line and passing that ball back, right? Diagonal pass back to Chicha on top of the box, on top of the 6 sitters, right? That's exactly what I expected. Eddie, you got something to say?
Yeah, let me ask you guys something because I realized we all mentioned something. Speed. You guys ever see him like pull off his runs?
Yeah.
Because he is quick, but he just like he'll start going on a run, and then I don't know if he sees a player coming, and he just like all of a sudden.
I think he's a fear. Masa talked about it. He's afraid to go into it.
Man, see, I again, I said this before in this pod, right? I think like it's partially on the G's, the way they're feeding him the ball, right? Listen, my guy is built like a twig, right? He's like a very tall baby Groot. You know what I mean? Like he's skinny. He's not gonna body people. Like, so what you want to use is his attributes, right? His fucking speed. Put the ball in front of him, run. Listen, the goal he scored against Minnesota, and Dejan fed him the ball into space where he could kind of just take off and run. Right, I think even that goal he did really well because he shielded the ball as best as he could and got the shot at him, scored a goal. But we find him so often with the ball at his feet where he needs to churn, and then he tries to do whatever he wants to do, and it doesn't work. But all that being said, like the chances he's missed in front of goal, to me, like that's his biggest downfall, right? I think we haven't found the way he plays or how to find him in the way he wants to be found with the ball, and that's something we can work on. But the times that he's had in the ball in front of goal, at times like fucking open net, and he's figured a way how to put it wide, like that part I don't understand, because that right there is all just technique, it's all just skill, right? And if you can't do that, that is scary to me, right? Because like, listen, if you try to do a 2-step overs and then go left and you get stopped, okay, you tried something and didn't work out, right? If you take a shot from 25 yards to try to curl it in the top corner, cool, you take that shot, right? And you miss it, whatever. But when you're constantly missing sitters in front of goal, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. And I don't know necessarily, like, can you fix that? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I'm concerned about him. My grade for him is definitely, I'll rock with Massa on a D. I have not given up on him. I had definitely given up on him as a striker, though. I don't want to see him like as our target guy. You know,
the first time I saw him at a striker, I was like, this is not it. It's not hard to tell. Like, you could just tell when someone's not a striker.
Yeah, and that's him.
Yeah, so don't play him as striker, bro. It's that simple.
Get him wide and let him whip it into fucking Jean, dog. Get him wide, let him touch the end line, and then drop it back in for Jean.
That goal in Minnesota is exactly what that goal against Minnesota is exactly how we should play.
Easy.
Yeah, all that possession shit, dope. But when we were direct with both of them, and you found Dejan, like 1-2 into space, goal. Like that's how it's gonna work with Cabral.
Okay, but that's finding the space, right? Finding the space where they can work,
right?
And that's a lot of like Dejan does it well. Me and you agree to is like he backs up and he can hold the ball up, right? Let the guys behind you run, and that's what that goal was, right? The fucking Cabral comes around, feeds him in front of him. You need to find him in space. All right, let me see if we have any fucking questions. George, do we have questions?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's get him some questions and let's get out of here because we've been on for about $1:40. No more. No need to do this shit anymore.
So Soccer Crazy talked about us and asking us, talked about what we already talked about, which is what report card would you give the Galaxy team at this season and why? We covered that pretty well. How to feel about no Chicha and Dora for Saturday's game?
I don't care, to be honest.
Thumbs up with that. The only thing that sucks is it takes them away from our match on Saturday, which, you know, by all means I would like to have them both on the field just because I want to beat them. No fucking bullshit. But yeah, fuck them MLS All-Star game. You know what I mean? Like we Tuesday, Friday, and now you want us fucking Wednesday fucking All-Star game for a Saturday fucking match.
It's Tuesday, Friday, and also MLS takes any opportunity to shit on the Galaxy that they want. So do you guys want our player to be your front cover poster boy? Fuck off. Get out of here.
Fuck off.
I'm glad that he's not playing.
Yeah, me too. Masa, Eddie, you guys add to that?
Fuck off. I'm with George.
Right. Gio with a J. Damn. Gio with a J. I like that. It's like Glenn with one N.
Hail.
Shit. You learned something new. If Chicho was healthy, he still shouldn't play in the All-Star game, especially missing so many games back. I agree. I would have been really, really disappointed if that would have been his first game back.
Well, you know what? Like the only way I would accept it if he plays 30 minutes in the MLS All-Star game and then a full 90 with the Chiefs. You know what I mean? If it's not that, I don't want to see it, dog. Stay as home, dog. Recover completely. Especially with the notion that we do have a little break after the game on Saturday, right? No excuses for him not to be back after that. So let the man be. Let him be.
All right, that was question.
That's it. No. Again, we're really trying to work on our schedule and figuring out what day works for us best. We try to hop on Mondays, but you know sometimes it's not allowed. Our schedules got different. You know, post or re-entering the world after COVID. Like it's you know kind of schedule. So we'll try to be on. We'll try to be more active on socials to let you guys know when we're coming live. But when we're not live, our buddies over there, Nag News, are live. Eddie, talk to me about Nag News.
Sure. Nag News across the galaxy. Talk all things LA Galaxy. You guys can look for us on all social platforms. We usually go on Sundays 6-ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
Hard on the ish.
Yeah.
Nag news
Ish.
time.
Very
Nag
ish.
news time.
Nag news time. You know, we're all Latinos there, so you know how that goes.
Dope, man. Also, one of my favorite pods, so make sure you check them out.
Stop it.
It is what it is. My favorite pod. Be on the lookout. If you're ACB member, be on the lookout for Let Us Away information that's coming out as soon as we can get it out to you guys. To be frank with you, like the front office has not helped us out at all. We're still fishing for information. So as soon as we have everything straight, we'll reach out to you. I know we reached out to some people already, but we'll reach out to the masses as soon as we get that. Colorado Way 9/11, that's gonna be a thing. Make sure you get there. There's a big possibility we're doing G2 versus with San Diego Loyo 9-5. Be on the lookout for that. ACB members, we have.
I want to go to that game so bad now.
That sounds fun.
Please, if you're a member, look out for your emails. If you're not getting your emails, reach out to us so we make sure you have the right email in there, because that's how we're shooting out a lot of the information. I think that's it with the news. With everything I have for ACB news. Yeah. If it's not, then I messed up. With that being said, it's another episode of Straight from the Stands. I'm by Rudy. I'm Smarts on Twitch. I'm Smarts on Twitter. I'm Smarts on the gram.
This is George. Follow me at Peter Parker.
Peace.
No.
Yeah, you little piece of shit.
What you doing?
Fuck Eddie, huh?
Come on. What are you doing, dog?
Yeah.
Eddie, sign off.
Bro, he just said what
You
the fuck
got-
he had to say.
He was plugging Nag. He wasn't plugging himself. Let him plug himself.
It's all good.
Oh, all right. Well, it's because I can't see that fool, dog. Fuck.
You can find me. You can find me at John Cena. Make sure you look for the little blue check mark, and there's half of a season to go. So never give up.
And if you can't see
That's
him,
cool.
it's because he's John Cena, puppy.
Peace.
I love you
Love.
guys.
Peace. Up.
Peace, y'all. Have a good night.